Okay, this fucking retarded statement that always comes up with Melee, where it's like, oh, it's not balanced. Like, there's not enough balance. It's Fox only, which obviously isn't true. But, like, even the people who, like, understand that that isn't true is like, well, you basically only got, like, 8 characters that can be competitive. There's really not going to be anything else that wins a tournament. You got Fox, Falco, Jiggs, Peach, Marth, Sheik, somewhat Falcon, the Ice Climbers, and then sort of, like, lower down in the list, you've got characters that have been competitive but not really ever pulled out a really big win, like Ganon, Pikachu, and Dr. Mario. Although I think Axe did win something big down in SoCal a while back with Pikachu, but that's beyond the point. But people are like, yeah, this game's not balanced. That's the problem I have with Melee. You can always tell someone's never been part of a competitive community, or even a competitive fighting game community specifically, if they think balance is an issue. Okay? You're not going to play a competitive game that is balanced unless you go back and play like old Guilty Gear games where, yeah, the low tiers can actually pull out like competitive wins and stuff like that. And even in the older Guilty Gear games, people still stuck with the top tiers. That's just how it works. The best characters are still the best characters. But the thing that really gets me is that people seem to think this is like it's going to not happen in the new Smash games. Do you guys not remember Brawl? Like, do we not remember Meta Knight's 70% win rate? Like, there was like 3 characters that were competitive in Brawl. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What makes you think it's not gonna happen with Smash 4? Smash 4 already has as Sheik as like one of the top tiers. Like, everyone already knows Sheik is one of the best characters in that game, and like she's going to be, you know, top tier forever. You honestly think that Smash 4 is suddenly going to become like 30 viable characters? No. It happens with every competitive game. It happens with everything. You know, go into like upper tiers of Pokemon play. The OU tier, like the high tiers, have 30 plus Pokemon in it. But when you get to the high tier levels of play, like back when I was in the 1800s and stuff like that, in Gen 4, or back when I was in the 1800s in Gen 5. I saw maybe about 10 Pokemon total. Like, that's just how it was. Everyone's going to play the best of the best when they want to win. Fuck, you can do it with first-person shooters. Halo 2 had the BR and that's it. You had the BR and then you had like the sniper and sometimes the shotgun, depending on what map you were on. And then there was the sword, but that's only if the sword's not banned. And then like that was it. Like, you're not, like, there's a reason everyone had the BR, because nothing else was good compared to the BR, and the best way to balance that game was just to give everyone the most broken thing. Fuck, you see it in Call of Duty. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 had the M8A1 competitively, and then the, for assault rifles, and then you had, like, the, you know, the Scorpion and the MSMC, and then for Search and Destroy you had sniper rifles, and then that was it. For Call of Duty Ghosts, you had the Vector and basically only the Vector. For Advanced Warfare, it was, you know, Ball of Duty. Everyone uses the ball, the bow. That's just how it is. The best stuff is always going to be what gets used. Sorry, don't even try and pretend that's an issue, because it's not. Fuck. If anything, Melee does it better, because Melee is so old. People just, like, don't care anymore. People will play whoever the fuck they want. Yeah, you're gonna see the super competitive, like, moneymaker players want to stick to their top tiers or stuff like that. You have, like, douchebags like Hacks, who are like, you know, 20XX, Fox only. And then you have, you know, Mango, who just is like, hey, fuck you, I'm gonna beat you with my shitty-ass Marth and my Falcon, because it can happen. These characters are still competitive. But then you still have players like Axe, or Taj, or, you know, whoever, just they want to stick to whatever character they like. Melee tournaments have a ton of characters in them. Yeah, you'll see a lot of Foxes too, just because people, like, you know, they like Fox. Fox is really fun to play. But Melee actually has a ton of variety in, like, what you see in the tournaments. People will play, like, whatever they want to play. There's Donkey Kong players, there's, you know, Ganon players, Link players, there's all this shit. They'll play whoever they want. And that's specifically because it's such an old game. Like, they can just get away with it. It like doesn't even matter anymore. They know where their skill level sits. They know whether or not they're gonna win. They're gonna win the tournament. Like, they'll just like plug it, do whatever. Wow, he almost died because of that fall. That's hilarious. But yeah, I don't get how people think that like.
Let's focus our
I don't get how people think that competitive balance is like an issue for any game, just in general, let alone the Smash game.
We can definitely do this.
It's just, it's really stupid to me. It's a really dumb argument in general. I mean, fuck it. Like, I never even, like, okay, so I got on Brawl about, you know, the Meta Knight issue, but I mean, I didn't consider Brawl a bad game because Meta Knight was the best, unquestionably the best character in the game. Like, and the majority of people played it. There are a lot of other reasons Brawl was a bad game.
That was a beauty.
And honestly, I feel like if your reason for why, like, you don't want to play a game is because it's not balanced well, like, it's not balanced, like, your character isn't viable, you're just dumb. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Like, do you have any idea how many games there are where, like, just the vast majority of characters are not viable?
This isn't going well. Okay, here we go.
I don't understand
Ricky, it's your turn.
where this thought process comes from. Burninate. Just like, it's... Halo had competitive. Yes, Halo had competitive. It was an MLG. Oh my god. Okay, that's the end of that rant, I guess. You ruined it, guys. Yeah, balance is not an issue when it comes to games. It's about how fun it is to play. That's just the matter. That's just how it is. That's all there is to it. There's nothing else. Go ask, you know, if you really think balance is that big of an issue, go talk to, you know, the Marvel 2 players. But whatever.